What's your view into how serious this particular variant is?
In terms of the general public, what this serves as an example of is now is the time to actually go out and do something proactive. If you haven't gotten your booster, go get your booster. If you haven't gotten your vaccine, go get your vaccine. Because by the time this variant becomes a global threat, if it does, now is the time to act to try to do something to help curb the impact of this variant. So it just serves as a reminder, we have tools, we have to use them efficiently, and if you haven't been vaccinated, now's the time to get it. If you haven't gotten your booster, now's the time to get it to really give you the best tools to fight off this variant.
Guys, this is not surprising to me at all. If you guys are following me from my old channel, Red Pill 4L, I had been saying for the longest that this pandemic variant virus get the shot mandate, this isn't going away. Social distancing, it's not going away. I mean, in my opinion, when the virus first came about in the late 2019, early 2020, people profited off of that, especially these drug companies that are manufacturing these shots. It came out, well, you got to get the shot to protect yourself. Now they want you to get the boosters. Now they want this new variant is coming about. I'm sure they're going to develop a new shot specifically for this variant. And Pfizer's stock is shooting out through the roof since this new variant, we'll call it Unicron, from Africa came about. So it's reasonable to believe that there is a certain class of people who profit off of the country being shut down. There is a certain class of people who profit off of these variants. And I'm not saying that these different variants of the virus doesn't exist, but is it as deadly as the mainstream media wants to lead the public to believe? And what they're doing now, guys, is exactly how they did the original virus, which is slowly introducing it to the public. You know, if you guys remember back in early 2019, you didn't hear too much about the virus. You know, you maybe got some social media traction, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. Next thing you know, now the mainstream media is covering it. Okay. Next thing you know, they get the virus gets more coverage. Then you see the president implement travel bans. And you guys know what happened not too much longer after that, the lockdowns. And it happened under Trump, and Joe Biden is doing the same thing, except Trump did this with China, and Biden is doing the exact same travel ban with Africa. And what I'm saying is, guys, did people prepare themselves during the first pandemic with the unemployment, people losing their jobs, people losing contracts on their homes, people being forced to be evicted, people, this is of course before the eviction moratorium, rent going up because people can't afford to pay their rent, landlords raising the rent. Did people learn from that? Or did people stay the same once the country got back up and running again? Did you go to school? Did you learn a trade? Did you get a better job, a more secure job? Did you increase your earning potential? Because clearly this pandemic, this shot, this virus is something that's going to be incorporated in our everyday life now. You know, I mean, the Pfizer shots and everything, they're not going away. So it's my concern that people didn't do that, and they had incentives not to increase in their marketable skill set. I mean, you had the apartment moratorium. You know, you can't get evicted if you can't pay your rent. You had the unemployment benefits. You had the expansion of the unemployment benefits even after the country was open and companies were looking for workers. So it's reasonable to believe that we have a large majority of the American population that is not prepared for this potential upcoming pandemic. And that's not my words. That is the scientist in the clip that I showed you guys, right? He's saying that this could be a global issue, just like the last virus, you know? And the question is America prepared? The question is if they're not prepared, what are they going to do? You know? Is it guaranteed that these stimulus checks are going to come back? I don't know. You know? Because looking at this new variant, how it's being reported, looking at the original virus, how that was reported, and the events that transpired after that, it looks like this variant is headed down the exact same path. And I'm hoping that people aren't caught in a situation where they're renting, if they're having a job that's not secure, has no opportunity for financial growth. You're gonna be these people are gonna be some of the most vulnerable people during this period if this global issue, as this scientist puts it, comes to pass. You know. Of course, you guys have been following me for a while. You know my opinions on the virus, on the shots. So I'm not going to get into that this video, but the question is America prepared for a second lockdown, a second shutdown? And we all know that when Trump did this lockdown this past year, the liberals wanted to stay closed down. Conservatives wanted to open back up. So if we lock down again, is Joe Biden going to keep the country locked down for a longer period of time? And if so, what is that going to do to the working American? You know, what is it going to do for that person that's making $40,000? Gas is going up. You know, these electric vehicles aren't coming out anytime soon. I mean, within the next 2 years, you know. If they don't pass a stimulus check, if they don't expand the unemployment benefits like they did in the past, what are people going to do? That's my question, guys. I mean, that's my question. And I mean, you guys know where I stand. You know, self-improvement, learning from past experience. You know, this past year has been the opportunity to do both of those. And if people haven't been preparing themselves or economically preparing themselves for an economic shutdown, then I mean, history is going to repeat itself. You know, I'm not saying that this is going to come to pass. I'm not a financial specialist, but what I do know is I know that the scientist in the clip that I just showed you guys, he was sincere when he said that this could be a global issue. You know, and for people who are renting, if they just continue to rent and live check to check, they're not looking for any room for financial growth in case rent might be increased on them. They're going to be in a bind. They're going to be in a bind. I hope that this doesn't come to pass, but I wouldn't be surprised. Additionally, guys, another thing that I find ironic is that we have all these different variants that the scientist mentions in the clip that I just showed you guys, that the mainstream media has to choose from and the politicians have to choose from to perpetuate this narrative of this deadly global threat. And we will always have the shadow of lockdowns, shutdowns, mandates, social distancing, mask mandates looming over the heads of not just Americans, but all citizens around every nation of the world. That's just my 2 cents, guys. I could be wrong about this, but I don't think I am. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section box below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel for more content. Peace.